We're
Thank
off with a
God
bang.
we're off with a fucking bang.
With a bang.
I thought we could dedicate this to. This is the start of the episode. I thought we could dedicate this episode to a an HNA recap. We could all talk about our experiences at HNA and what we thought about it, and just do a quick recap because that seems to be like the content on every other podcast in the world that I listen to. So I just wanted to give my recap of HNA. I thought it was less attended than last year's HNA that I didn't go to. And the DeWalt lawnmower catching on fire was certainly a highlight for me. I don't know if it was a highlight for you guys watching the videos of that thing burn.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
love
I
it.
would say the most disappointing thing about HNA for me personally this year was I only saw like one tilt rotator video.
I didn't see
No
any.
way.
Because everyone was at HNA, there was far less tilt rotator videos because they were all there. So I realized I'm addicted to tilt rotator videos. And those 2 or 3 days of HNA, there was only one. And I almost had to go buy my own just so I could watch it fucking spin because there was no videos of other people spinning.
Which booth did you like best, Mike? Which tilt rotator booth did you like
What's-
best from HNA?
I saw the NCon outdoor booth because there's also the outdoor and the indoor. I saw your team competing in the installer championships. Chad, how did you guys
My
finish up
my
with the-
team?
Yeah, in
my
the
team.
installer championships. I saw
Oh,
that.
yeah. I don't know how they managed to be at two different places at once. They worked this weekend installing big roll sod, so I don't know how they made it to both sites. I think they did pretty well in the championships.
Nice.
But yeah,
That's a feather in your cap.
yeah. Something for the resume. We'll stick it in the resume.
Sticking in the well, next year I'm entering a team, so you watch out.
How does that work? Is it how fast they install, or how well they install, or
I don't
like
even know.
how many freeze thaw cycles does this thing have to go through before
I think-
they can crown a winner?
I think zero.
Zero. So it's
Zero
completely
freeze thaws.
fucking meaningless.
No, it means
Like-
something to the people. I think you're really minimizing this.
Well, I might be, but um,
I'm sure
to
that
me,
whoever won is very proud.
yeah, and they're probably pissed off that I said that.
There are prizes.
Well, the
to
only people
whoever
that listen
wins.
to this are
So
in Australia, so I don't think they were participating. So I don't think anyone's that overly pissed off about it. To be fair,
but okay, so does anybody know the criteria for this? Is it a
I'm
Mike?
gonna take a wild guess and say that I think like the first round is speed, and then the second round is more creativity. Like you have a timeline, and then you do whatever you can do, and then it's judged, and then that's how there's
Who
first,
judges
second,
it?
third, or whatever. I have no idea. They
Probably
probably
that
have some
kid-
sort of panel.
Do you think they wrap a chain around it and try to pull it to see if it's good?
how many times do they pre-compact? Do they sand these jobs?
I don't think they sand it.
No.
No.
The lines never look right till you sand it too.
Yeah, unless you pre-compact, then that fucks up your lines anyway, right?
Well, we got LO Congress to look forward to. Are you guys gonna go to that?
I'm gonna go. It's been
Yeah.
3 years now. Yeah. I used to love to go.
They didn't ask me to speak, so they can go fuck themselves.
Have you spoken there before?
Oh, lots of times.
Really? I've always.
You forget how far my star goes.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't understand the kind of reach I have when Landscape Ontario needs someone to drag their ass around and speak for free and charge nothing. I used to be on their Rolodex. Like, boom, call Mike. He's an idiot. He'll do it for free. He won't charge us anything. We'll make it like we're giving back to the community. Get Mike in here. Yeah, I don't know. I did it like 3 years in a row. The last year they had it, I was in it was a whole bunch of designers. It was how do you come up with creative ideas thing. And it was a whole bunch of designers, like the foofy downtown designers, and Mike
That's Mike.
sitting there And they all had these like super prepared presentations. Like, I mean, like really prepared. And they're like, what are you doing? And I don't remember what I was doing, but I was like, I didn't prepare anything. It's supposed to be creative. I'm going to create it while I'm up there. And they were like, you can't do that. I was like, well, I
Fucking
got
right
nothing
you
else.
can. Yeah.
I don't
I thought
remember what I should look that up. I don't remember what I talked about.
I thought Nancy did all your designs.
It wasn't, it was at the designers conference because they always have the designers conference the day before Congress. It was at the designers conference, but it was about creativity and how do you come up with ideas and creativity. And I honestly don't remember why. I don't know why they would have asked me to do it. I know they didn't pay me anything to do it. So, like, if no one liked it, if someone was at that's listening to this and you didn't like it, well, whatever. I didn't get paid. So you get what you paid for.
Did everybody else get paid? Have you asked if the other presenters got paid?
I'm sure they got paid because they're smarter than me.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm sure, I don't know. Maybe they were like really honored to do it because it was like the designers conference. And maybe they just needed someone for comedy relief. That could be a thing.
They
Yeah.
must also get speakers that are willing to do it for free in order to pitch their product, like the marketers, the marketing companies, and like some of the
LMN.
consultants, LMN, something like that. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people do it for free.
I'm gonna say at Hardscape HNE on the Instagram impression, Synced Up looks like they're having way more fun. I don't know jack shit about any of these programs and how well they work, but just based on it looks like who's having a better time, Synced Up looks like they're partying. Like they look like they got their shit together. I don't know if that's true. But if you had to pick a place just purely on who's cool, I think Synced Up's cooler, man. Their program could be total ass. I have no idea. It could be amazing too. But they just seem like they got it together or something. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm trying to. I guarantee I have that presentation. I'm trying to find it on this computer. It's not going good for me. I don't know how to do two things on a computer.
There's no Paver King speech at LO Congress this year?
There is no Paver King speech.
It's still early. You have months left before you.
I'm sure we can set something up though. We'll put you on a soapbox and
way in advance. Okay, hiring ad, Mike Pennington CV, social selling. I have all kinds of these like presentations saved, but I don't know. I'm trying to find designer presentation. Oh, designer win presentation. I don't know if that's the right one. Designer turf care. I did like tons of speaking before the pandemic. I have multiple. I don't.
You're the most decorated truck driver, I think.
Did you enjoy that, Mike? Did you enjoy doing the speeches around? Because you went to a few different places, didn't you?
Did I? I actually liked it. Yeah, I had fun with it. I mean, whether or not anyone else enjoyed it, that would be a total different.
I only saw you speak once. That was at the Permacon conference. That must have been just before the pandemic or a year before. And you gave that Wolfpack speech.
Oh, yeah. That's when we had the Permacon Wolfpack.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you think I did an okay job?
I thought it was great.
Oh, there you go. See?
Yeah.
I don't think Permacon management loved that one. I don't think it was. I think it wasn't their favorite thing I ever did. I wasn't supposed to speak at that conference at all.
Oh, really?
And in the hotel room the night before, they were like, "Oh, you need to kill 5 minutes at the conference." And I was, okay. What do you want me to talk about? And they're like, whatever you want. That's not a good decision. I know that's not a good decision on your part in advance. I knew. But
so you gave the hangover speech.
Yeah.
That
word for word.
Yeah.
Well, I think almost exactly word for word, which is where I think I ran into the problems, in terms of here's a file called Paver King Quotes. What do you think that is? Oh, it's all the quotes I ever did in my whole life. Oh, that's boring. That is not what I want.
Are those one-liners? Your one-liners?
No, they're like actual quotes. Like You
They're
know,
all the tattoos that he wants to get.
I don't want any. I have, for the record, I have a tattoo. Can you
I
guys?
know. We talked about this.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
still see me right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
I just can't see you because I'm looking at all this shit trying to find this.
Chad, when are you getting the Not Our Finest Hour podcast tattooed?
Well, let's hit top 10 first. Top 10
Oh, good
worldwide,
God.
and then
Worldwide.
Worldwide. Oh man.
Worldwide.
I
So you're
got you,
saying you're
Dream
never
Mike.
gonna get it?
No, I don't know. That's pretty impulsive. It's been what? How many episodes are we? 8.
We
I
have
think
more than 8 recorded though.
I don't
we
know.
we have a lot. We have a lot more than 8 just
Do
because
we?
of the 2 episodes that we split up
Yeah,
together, right?
the extended hour. Yeah, yeah.
But even
What's
weeks
the-
recorded, we're probably at like 15 guys.
You think so?
I think so.
Holy cow!
We started this in July.
What's the oldest quote that you have access to right now on your computer?
Oldest quote is probably something from the Bible.
No, I'm talking
Right.
about like landscaping quote.
I don't have any
What?
landscaping quotes anywhere.
Okay, so here's 39 Kilberry. You want to see how much I quoted 39 Kilberry in 2000?
Oh, I thought
This
you
is in
meant like okay,
2004. 39 Kilberry, 2004. Let's see what I quoted.
I'll pull that up. I can find that.
This is what people want to listen to. They want to listen to what I quoted at 39 Kilberry in 2000. Now, there's also a drawing that I did by hand for 39 Kilberry. And I can tell you it's a straight up front walkway, same as every other thing I ever fucking did in 2005.
I got a neat little. So my program does this thing where it out of your quotes and your estimates, it'll
Okay.
tell you how
Here's,
many.
I,
Go ahead.
do you want me to read this to you?
Yeah, yeah. Read that.
I fucking love this because let's keep in mind that this is the difference in landscaping today compared to, this is probably a quote from 2003, 2004. Remove and dispose of sod, existing patio stones, and topsoil. Supply and install HPB as base material, which proves that I was using HPB in like 2005. Supply and install Newtonbrook Artisan Series pavers for front path. Supply and install Newtonbrook Artisan Series wall system for step. So we're doing a front path and a step here. Total cost including labor, $27.50
Wow.
plus GST, $137 to bring it to a grand total of $2,887.
Wow. A walkway for ants.
A walkway for under $3,000. And we probably would have made profit on that.
Well, yeah, fuel prices. Come on.
I have no idea what. Well, there's I even did a drawing for this $3,000 project.
Ooh. Yeah.
This drawing is terrible. I have no idea.
You'll have to post it to our Instagram page.
Yeah,
We need some activity there.
I posted a video. So this quote is actually from 2009. So in 2009, I bet I never did this fucking job. I bet this is when my life was sideways, and I probably quoted this like in 2007 or so. I don't know why I have a 2009 job. That's interesting. Probably because I was quoting like for the year before. Here's another one. Wow, this one is equally shit. Path to gate. So anyway, well, maybe I should post this. So someone on my video of myself procrastinating doing anything in the yard last weekend noticed the Veloster and mentioned it.
Who was that? I saw that.
I don't know. Someone who listens.
I have somebody on my
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Oh, I forget the name, and I'm sorry because I know you listen to this. Who's been posting funny comments on my videos like, "This job site is lacking hard tools."
Gotta fire the heart tools back up. Chad, have they ever pressured you like,
No,
hey bro?
I haven't heard word one. Like they lost my number or something. They never had my number, but they
I'm gonna message him and be like, "Why the hell aren't you bothering natural design
Come
landscape?"
on.
I really want to see what he could do with that whippersnipper.
So, Hayden Everett, I assume you listen to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thank you for your comments. He says this job site seems to be lacking in some hard tools. So, uh, that's great. And our Spotify Not Our Finest Hour, this is a good time to ask for ratings and reviews because we've never done that before. And we do have 10 5-star reviews on our Spotify.
Holy shit.
Not Our Finest Hour. I don't know what the Apple
I'm, gonna,
podcast looks like, but ratings and reviews help this.
and I'm pretty
Thanks.
sure that the Spotify one, no one in my family wrote one of those reviews.
The Spotify one, there's no writing. You just like it's only a 5-star system. So you click. So it's nice and easy. If you're
Oh,
listening on Spotify, you just click, and it gives us 5 stars, and that does help us.
hmm.
Great.
We've
So
never asked for reviews, so I figured we should do that.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely ask for reviews.
Positive or negative.
And we can also read all of the Apple podcast reviews, and we've already done so because we've only got 3. So
Yeah, we read them all.
so if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you leave us a review, we'll read it here and on this podcast and give you a shout out.
Right.
So, what else happened to you this week?
I had a fucking meltdown last Friday. Like an
Really?
embarrassing meltdown. I was fucking mad. Holy shit, I was mad.
Oh, was that
Uh,
when the
no, not the. Do you want to hear that story first?
no, I hear the other one because you were more embarrassed. The other one you posted, it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's
I think
happened to me in those machines so many times. I was like, fuck,
that
this thing fucking
you
sucks.
couldn't reach it. Like, okay, backstory. Are we talking about the same one, the Zoom Boom thing?
No, we're talking about the when the Kubota was in regen. And you were like,
Oh,
stupid
fuck.
fucking
Oh,
shovel, this
that's
fucking
right.
stupid
So,
thing can't
so
use the twisty bucket. And I was like, oh,
a
Mr.
bunch.
Fancy Pants used to your twisty bucket. Who's fucking laughing now, motherfucker?
So
I was,
apparently, there's an easy fix to that. Apparently, you hit like the right button or something like that, and
yeah.
it's just a command. Like it cancels the command or something, and then you can use it. Like it's completely not a big deal. Apparently, I haven't had the chance to try it, but
Seemed like a big deal then.
it was a big deal because I didn't know any better. I never claimed to be smart.
The best
I
thing
don't
to
know how
do
to
when you
run
don't
my own
know,
fucking. Stu-
the best thing to do when you don't know something is swear and yell on Instagram. That's a good corporate policy.
yeah, is
What
it?
was the other
Yeah.
thing that happened?
Oh, so you didn't see my video of those. So the fence guys, they're like super save fence or something like this. They
Mm.
they they do the perimeter fencing for all these big commercial jobs, right? Um, they were stacking the fence. It was piss pouring rain this day. We're trying to get some sod done. Um, it's piss pouring rain out. These two guys are stacking the fence on our wet, muddy topsoil. Um, and they've got a cage probably, I don't know, probably 30 panels high of fence, right? Um, and then
Why would they want
so,
to tromp through the mud?
I don't know. I don't know. These guys like had a brain epiphany or something like this where they're like, well, how are we going to move these now? They're stuck in the middle of the fucking field. And so they walk back and forth on the phone for half an hour talking to their boss or something like that. And then decided to get the Zoom boom. And this girl comes over in the Zoom boom and it doesn't reach the fence. Like she can't bring it close enough to get the fence. So for the next half hour, they're back and forth, in and out with the Zoom boom, trying to get it to reach far enough. And they're not even fucking close. They're like a good 10 feet away, trying to get this thing to reach. Right. And I don't know. We had a good laugh about it. But so then the foreman of the job, for some reason, took it upon himself to hook a chain up to all this fence panel and pull it 10 feet closer and then get underneath it. When it was literally 2 minutes of handwork between just picking them up and putting them on the forks.
Why were you mad about this?
I was having a rough day to start, but
So you went and yelled at these people?
no, I never said it. I
Oh,
just
I thought you
uh,
said you were yelling and screaming and
no,
had an
that's a
embarrassing
different story.
meltdown.
That was
Oh,
Friday.
okay.
This was
I was like,
Thursday.
man,
Yeah,
these fence people got the
this
brunt of
Thursday.
something.
No, this is a whole different. I didn't melt down at the fence guys. I called them idiots, and I took videos of them.
Well deserved.
It was very passive aggressive. Um, but anyway, if they were my workers and I saw them on the phone for half an hour because they couldn't get the fence stacked properly, I would have I would have lost it. They wouldn't have been my workers
Well, why
any
did you
longer.
actually lose it?
So on Friday, we had 2 trucks worth of big roll. So I think that's 100 rolls of big roll sod. And I get to the site in the morning and there's no cars in the parking lot. They're flagging all the cars onto the road. Like, what's going on here? Oh, the paving prep guys are here. They need the whole parking lot. And I have nowhere to unload 100 big fucking rolls of sod. Um, yeah, so and the my contact for the civil was on holidays. He went away somewhere. So I couldn't call him and yell at him. I had no one to yell at when I needed to yell. So there were these blocks of wood in front of my skid steer and I threw them really far. I almost snapped the leader on one of my trees, actually. I was just having a fucking meltdown. Um, but anyway.
What did you do
So
with the sod?
uh we unloaded it in the parking lot anyway, because what else are you gonna do? It's perishable and it
So
had to go
were the
down.
parking lot prep guys happy to go home on Friday?
No, they didn't go home. They worked at the back of the yard or the back of the property, and I worked at the front. Um, but the curbs weren't even done. So I don't know how they were doing pave prep without even having the curbs done. I don't know. They weren't getting as far ahead as they thought they
In the
were.
fall, people do everything out of order and don't
Yeah,
give a shit.
yeah, it's
They just
true.
want to get it done. It's just all about getting it done.
Yeah, backwards. But I mean, we're the same, right? The curbs aren't in, and we're doing top flow.
Are we
But
going to have a Not Our Finest Hour podcast meetup at LO Congress?
let's do that. Yeah, we should record an episode there. Maybe not at the.
Those guys from Outdoor Life podcast, they
Okay,
recorded a
yeah.
whole bunch of them at HNA. That was one of my highlights.
That was
Definitely.
really cool, actually. The booth that they had set up there to like
Yeah.
cancel out the sound and everything. They did a really good job of that.
When they did like quick cut video to some viral rap music of all the different people that were in the booth, one of my highlights, the quick cut video of not really knowing who anyone is with the viral music. Great, great fucking job, boys. Highlight of HNA right there. Now someone's going to tell them, and they probably don't even know who the fuck we are or care. So there's that.
Well, you've spoken
That
so many times, everybody knows who you are.
That's in
that
Canada.
that booth was sponsored by a manufacturer of a certain sand. We could get some sort of sponsor to set up a booth for us at LO and hammer out some podcasts.
You think we could?
I have no ambition to set up anything right now at this point in the season. I don't know. Maybe like January 1st, I'll have some sort of ambition to do
Yeah,
something.
well, then the LO Congress is over, bro.
Was
No,
January
it's in
3rd?
January.
January 6th.
Yeah, we got 5 days.
Yeah. Well, let's put it in the cloud.
I'm going to tell you right now, in the cloud.
I saw a triaxle. So last week, I saw a triaxle dump truck get completely lodged underneath a bridge on my
Yes.
drive, on my commute. That was wild to see.
So was that guy driving at the bridge with the box up?
Yep.
And you saw it?
So he was coming the other way, right, on the highway. So I didn't like see it happen. And it was like 300 meters ahead of me. But I heard the noise and I saw the So I see this truck rolling and just bouncing like crazy and smoke coming out the back, and he doesn't have his box. And I'm like, that's not how a truck works. So then once it registered in my brain, I saw the box on the angle lodged in the underpass, and I'm like, oh, I need to film this.
Yeah, you posted it on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
that was
are
wild to see.
are those things not PTO driven, Mike?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
so you have to
So,
engage the PTO for, isn't that not on your dash? Like,
well, he was leaving a site and he just never put the box down and drove out.
really? If he was on the highway?
So
Well,
I was
the
talking.
highway's under construction, so it's probably coming
Oh,
right from the highway.
gotcha.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
pulling out of the job site right onto the
Gotcha.
highway. So I was
Yeah.
talking to one of our brokers who used to do asphalt, and he was saying that it happens with asphalt guys fairly frequently
That makes more sense.
That makes
because
sense.
they
Their boxes are up.
you have your box up in the spreader and then you pull ahead to a clearing area and you get out and you clear the excess off the bottom of your box. You clean your box, then you put the box down and then you go to you move on. But he was saying that sometimes guys are on the phone, they're distracted, they're doing this at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they take off. I don't know if that guy was paving or not who wedged it. I know he was dumping but he just. If you ever driven a triaxle dump truck, man, when the box is up in the air, even driving on a job site is hectic. I can't imagine going down the highway at 100K.
Right.
That part of this stuff, I just find crazy. Like I have no idea how someone could drive that truck with the box up in the air and not know. It boggles my mind. It just, you have to be really fucking high. That's the only way to explain it. Because if
This
you
was
were,
at 6 a.m. So yeah.
That doesn't stop a trucker.
wow. Are we going to
Yeah.
disparage trucking now? Perfect.
No, but
Let's run that down.
I know, not in my personal career, but I know quite a few of these guys. Not saying all truckers are like that, of course.
Well, and then the same day in Stouffville, a guy cut short turning into the dump in Stouffville and literally laid the truck down in the ditch on its side, fully loaded.
Wow.
And it was there all day, that truck. And then a live bottom cut a site short corner and put a 4-leg live bottom in the ditch too.
Wow.
All within the same hour because my Facebook MTO feed was on fire.
Wow.
It was all within an hour of each other on that day.
Wow.
And that's why truck insurance is so fucking expensive.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with. We got new insurance.
Oh, you did. You switched.
$7,000 cheaper.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
I
a
think that's my
significant-
whole policy. No,
Really?
yeah, for liability. I think that's what I pay a year. Maybe a little.
for your vehicles.
No. The vehicle, I think they're about $100 each per truck per month. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
No,
But I
That's
don't
what
have.
mine is.
I don't have like. I have one tandem and a couple, or one big single axle, but I don't have triaxles, and they're not new, right? So I don't know.
So the new triaxle is 4,000 a year, and the older triaxle is 3,500, and the two bin trucks are 3,200 a year.
That's not bad.
And then
Or
the
is it?
the 4 pickups, because we have 4 pickups, are I think they're all around $100 a month, $125 a
Yeah.
month, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but I think the triaxles for $4,000 is probably a bargain.
Yeah, it seems like
The first time I ever asked for insurance on a triaxle, they told me 50,000 a year,
What?
Wow.
and I was like, "If you don't want my business, just say so." And then the next quote was 25,000, and I already bought the truck, and I was like, "Okay, we're fucked. We already own this thing. We have to insure it." Because I bought it before we got insurance. I didn't think it was a big deal. I was pretty fucking wrong about that.
You know what? I should check. I have no clue how much our tandem is costing us in insurance. I just say we bought this truck, insure it. And they say, okay. And then they send me the pink slips.
You should look into it.
I should look at that. Yeah.
Maybe if you had one of these many programs, you would have an idea.
Um,
I think we shouldn't mention anyone until someone sponsors us.
How do Hardscape will sponsor us? You need my spreadsheet, Chad.
Exactly.
how come Mike gets it for free? I gotta pay for this.
He didn't say you had to pay for it. He said, "Well, use it on your. It says you're discontinuing it. Why are you discontinuing it?"
I can't say just yet, but that will. Well, what? How far are we back on episodes? Okay, so I think I can say why. Can I? Can I say why on this podcast? Are you guys okay
I don't
with that?
care.
Of course you can.
I asked
So-
you.
Yeah.
Are you okay with if I tell you why? Well, I fucking asked you the question, so I
So
obviously don't care.
I think I can say because this episode comes out 3 weeks from now or something like that. I'm turning it into a software, so it's pretty much
Wow.
reached to the point where like updating it anymore just doesn't make sense. So I've got the software is under construction and it's pretty much done at this point. So
Cool.
So can we use that software?
yeah, absolutely.
Sick. Are you going to get a booth at Congress?
No, I don't plan on doing any of that crazy stuff.
Is it really that crazy to get a booth at a trade show?
Oh, I mean,
That doesn't
I'd
seem
rather go to
crazy.
a trade show and kind of enjoy it as an attendee. I've never really wanted to be there in a booth and, you know,
Why do you guys
even
go
the
to these
idea of a
things?
meetup kind of seems like I wouldn't be a big fan of doing something like that. I don't think.
You're not a fan of a meetup?
No, just because I'd rather just like walk around and do my own thing. I don't know. I just can't imagine sticking to a schedule. Like I see some guys from HNA have to be like here at this time and here at this
Well,
time.
that's not a meetup. A meetup's like, let's have lunch at the restaurant at 12.
Oh, okay.
And
That
just
makes
like,
a little bit more sense.
well, you want to have like a meetup in the west corner of the building at 7 a.m. and meet up on the east corner of the building at 10:30, and we'll do another meetup central building at noon. I was saying like we should have like a well.
I'm just
many
not good
people
with schedules. So like I don't like making a schedule.
fucking own a
I'm
company.
that type of guy. I know, right? And that's going real well right now. So
I thought you were on your last job.
I am, yeah.
How's the mud mixer?
That comes next week. Well, I'm gonna pick it up next week and I'm gonna use it next week. So yeah.
Why are you on your last job? You're throwing in the towel after this?
Well, it's a big job. It's gonna take me
Oh,
like another
okay.
4 weeks
Oh,
or so. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So that kind of locks me up for the remainder of the season. And I lost 2 employees in the last 3 weeks. So I'm by myself with a part-timer
Hmm.
because hiring somebody at this point in the season just doesn't
Yeah.
quite make sense.
So you lost them like they didn't have a Google map to the job?
They were driving the triaxle and they got lodged underneath the
Ooh.
underpass.
So
No.
so when you hire an employee, being that your work is very spread out, right?
Yeah.
Do you how like if I'm looking for an employee, I look for someone in Durham region because
Right.
that's where the majority of our work is, and if we disperse from that area, we go together in a truck or something. And so most of the people we hire, we would want to hire somewhere from around our shop.
Mhm.
How do you handle that when you like
Have
for
such
you?
a wide area.
Yeah.
So still the majority of my work comes from Kitchener. Like I'm like 80 to 85% of my work comes from Kitchener. So I hire Kitchener primarily. And they have to have a vehicle. So that kind of locks me up there and that's worked out well till now. And then I just gotta take the off season to kind of reevaluate what I'm doing, where because like I really want to really start to establish roots And I think just in my personal life, we got to figure out kind of where that would be so that I can actually start to get some roots planted in the business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you're going to stay in Toronto, you want to hire people from Toronto and try to find work in Toronto.
Yes. Yeah.
You need to open like a satellite division in Kitchener.
Like, oh, no, I wouldn't want to do that. I don't think so.
You need to find someone in Kitchener that's like owns their own business but isn't good at finding the work, and then go find work for them and get them to do the work. And then you can focus your Toronto business in Toronto, supported by your Kitchener business.
I've always been like, I've always had a hard time subbing any landscape work to
Yeah.
people. Like I always felt iffy about it.
Just have to find the right people.
Yeah, I know, but
It's like anything.
yeah, I suppose, right? But how would you feel as a client if
They don't
you
give a
were,
shit. They
they
want the
don't give
work
a
done.
shit? You,
I've never had.
I don't
we
think.
we sub out quite a bit of, like, obviously everyone knows. I posted on fucking Instagram that
yeah,
Matt from Apex is doing jobs for us. Like, I'm not hiding anything from anyone. I don't lie
Yeah.
about it. We project manage people's projects. And honestly, when the
Yeah.
project comes in successfully, we
then
haven't
you
had
do it again. Yeah,
one person say one word about anything.
yeah,
We've subbed out. I subbed work to DPR, like decks and
uh,
buildings and interlock. I've subbed out tons of stuff to DPR too. They've
As
come
long
I'm
in
as
and
not
the
a
do it.
quality's there,
yeah.
right? Like
I'm not
I've
opposed
gone
to it.
to, yeah, I've gone
It's
to like a
just
lot of job sites where like the client wasn't happy that it got subbed out, but there's a reason for that because the quality was shit. So
yeah,
You have to be careful who you hire.
yeah,
yeah,
You have to hire, like, if you take on a bunch of work without a plan and then try to sub it out, you're going to get shit. If
yeah,
you communicate with high quality subcontractors and ask them where gaps are in their schedule, and then work hard to fill those gaps, that's a different situation.
yeah. I like that mentality.
That's
Um,
how I would be more like, say, Matt from Apex is a very high quality subcontractor that works for us. I communicated with him about where the gaps are in his schedule. And then we filled those gaps with him. And I knew I would fill a couple weeks at the end of the season, so I reserved a couple weeks at the end of the season. And he just finished his second project for us at the end of the season. Well, he did 3 for us this year, but that's how I think it works. Going out and selling fuck tons of work with no way to do it and making crazy promises and then literally just shoving anyone you find that can meet the timeline there, I think that is unsuccessful way to
yeah,
manage subcontractors.
yeah,
And I think that's 90. I think the way I do it is probably in the 1% of how people do it.
yeah.
yeah.
I don't think that I'm in the majority by any stretch.
Yeah.
But you've also got that network, right? And
Yeah.
I think a lot of maybe a lot of young guys come into the industry wanting to do that if their game plan is to subcontract and try to just pick up anybody, right?
Yeah, you just have to, and you have to manage a job, and you have to watch what people are doing, and people have to, in general, 90% of the population that I've met don't want to do shitty stuff.
Yeah.
They usually don't know, or they're not instructed properly.
Right.
It's not because someone woke up in the morning and was like, yeah, I'm going to do fucking shit work at this house. There is some people that wake up and say that, but most people end up doing shit work because they just don't know how to do good work. And no one's managing them to help them succeed with good work.
Does the client contact you, Mike, or does the client talk to
They contact
Apex?
us.
Oh yeah.
They deal with our project. Kelly's our project manager, and Nancy's a designer, and then they deal with me as well.
So then they know, like, right off the bat, hey, if there's a problem, you contact us. You don't really talk to the contractor on site.
Well, it depends what the problem is,
Yeah.
I trust our subcontractors. I trust them to make good decisions.
Yeah.
So if the client says I I don't like this arc. I want to arc this a little bit differently. I don't think they need to call me about that. That's like a foreman decision. And if it's an on-site foreman decision, I don't have a problem with them making it because there are on-site representative and foreman.
Gotcha.
We had one big job Matt did for us this year, and at the client meeting in the spring when we closed the job, she said, I really like people here in May. And I said, okay, well, that's not happening for our people. I said, we have a very trusted subcontractor we've worked with on very large projects before who's heavily experienced. I can call him and check his schedule, and then we can manage the project with him doing the work. And she was, yeah, absolutely. If you trust him, then that's no problem.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like people don't care what's in my experience. If you're doing a high quality of work, people don't give a shit with the sticker on the. And our trucks supply all the bins and all the materials, and Kelly stops by every day, and I stop by, and like it's not free. I think one of the problems with a lot of subcontracting in any business is people regard it as free money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Chad's whole commercial business is subcontracting. So is mine. You're subcontracting from the civil.
Yeah, from civil for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you might do some direct client work.
We try not to actually. I'd prefer not to deal with builders from out of town and shit like that. Like, I like the buffer of having a local civil contractor that we bid with to shoulder some of the problems that can happen on site, right? Because no matter what, I know that civil contractor is going to pay me. Even if they get fucked, they have to pay me, right? Yeah. Which I honestly prefer. Plus, I know them, and we talk, and we can shoot pricing and help each other out on site and all this stuff, right? So, yeah, like I'm not opposed to subbing or either doing sub work or subbing work out to others. It's just we have such a limited scope of professionals in my city that it's hard because anybody who's good you already work with in another way, sort of.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Well, you're in a smaller.
Yeah, it's different though. Like I would absolutely love to do some sub work for like a big design build company or something like that. Like Matt Hardscape Auto, he's doing phenomenal designs and stuff. Like sometimes I just wish like just throw me on a job like that. Let us knock out a couple of those so I don't have to think and I don't have to communicate. Not that I'm not going to communicate with the client, but just let me go to work because sometimes that clears your brain so much.
Mike, do the clients reach out to you knowing that you're the project manager, or do you meet with the clients? Like, at what point do you discuss that with the client that you're going to project manage and subcontract that out?
Sometimes we don't. It's just the crew that shows up.
Oh, okay.
They don't. Again, we haven't encountered. We probably will now because I said we haven't. So for sure, whatever I'm doing tomorrow will explode in my fucking face. But we haven't encountered that. Don't encounter that problem as of yet. But sometimes, like that was a very big job. For us, it was a large job. So that was a time I mentioned it. If it's, I bring it up with people. The last one that Matt did for us wasn't a huge job, and I just didn't say anything, and the people didn't say anything, and he did a fucking amazing job, got it done on schedule, on time. I think too, subcontracting doesn't work if you don't price jobs properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't price it properly, then you're in trouble from the get-go, and now you have someone else doing it, and that's not going to bode well for you if they end up there a couple days extra, or all our subcontracting is all by the hour too.
Oh.
There's nothing advantageous about them cheating or going faster, or not that they would, but there's nothing advantageous with them to get it done quicker and think they made more money. So
right.
for them take the time they need. I'd rather have them
Yeah, that's the right way, I
be
think.
confident and have the time, take whatever time it needs to do the job right. And if I didn't, if it takes them 5 days and I priced it for 4, that's my fault, not theirs. I didn't price it right. That's the learning curve. And then if I use them again, I know that
Right.
they work on this schedule. When I ran Lake Ridge, I bid jobs based on who was doing them,
Yeah, you have to.
like which crew,
Right. Yeah.
because one crew was way faster at planting than the other crew, and one crew was faster at pavers than the other crew, and one crew excelled at residential but was slow, and it could just. I would price it for the crew. I mean, we weren't. I mean, that doesn't work if you have 50 crews because you can't control it enough. But when you have 3 crews, it's pretty easy to control who does what and where they go. And
Yeah.
if you know there's planting on a job, put the planting guys there and take them off and move them to another planting job and move the hardscape guys there. Don't let someone doesn't have to do it start to finish.
Yeah.
I don't. In a perfect world, they would, but that's not always. A perfect world is not always a profitable world.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I've never had a big. Someone had a big problem with it. I'd be like, okay, cool, whatever. Well, we'll wait then, see what happens. I don't know.
We'll find out. Hey, remember when we talked about that insurance thing and that guy was supposed to come and either
Take your
take my blood or
Yeah.
he actually took my fucking blood, guys.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like I was sitting at the kitchen table and this guy puts on his gloves and everything and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm gentle." And me with needles, holy shit. I'm not a needle guy, right? But my daughter's sitting on the couch. She's like, "Dada, what's he doing?" I'm like, "He's taking my blood." So if anybody out there is looking for personal or private insurance, how does that go? Anyway, they may come to take your blood at your house.
You're not a fan of needles, but
I'm
you're
not a fan
tatted
of
up hand
Not
head
the
to
same.
toe.
It's not the same. It's not the same. It's
Why isn't it
completely
the
different.
same? I'm just asking. Like, I don't.
It's not a, I don't know. It's a fear of like medical procedures, maybe like anything in that realm of like taking blood or like being put. No, I'm not afraid of being put to sleep. That's kind of fun. That's like a holiday, but I don't know. I can't describe it. It's a phobia. You can't describe that. But um, anyway, he came to the house, took the blood, and I guess I'm fine because I'm insured now.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how in depth. They take 5 vials, so that
5.
seems
Seems
like
like
a
a
lot.
lot.
That
I
seems like a lot.
yeah. I think
That
that's
being said, I have no frame of reference for how much blood someone should take.
I think that's like the gamut. Like 5 is the most that they take. 5 or 6, I think.
I used to get like monthly blood tests, and it was like 2 vials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
5. 5 is like,
Wow.
he's
Maybe he
using
kept
your
some
blood
for
for something
himself.
else.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's auctioning it off online.
maybe.
I have the blood of Chad from the Not Our Finest Hour podcast.
Yeah.
News for this guy.
He's headed to Dominican with the fucking DNA. Gonna auction it off when he gets off the plane.
Fuck. Yeah. We booked our vacation too. We're going to Dominican and we're going to
Nice.
Costa Rica.
Nice.
So yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. You know what? Do you guys get this at this time of year? People always want to tell you how great the weather is. You must love this weather. Oh, this is great for you. Every time I hear that, fuck, it drives me wild. Because everybody thinks like this is bonus time. Like this is bonus working season. It's not fucking bonus time. It's October. There's tons of working time left. It just drives me up the wall. Anyway, that's a rant.
Isn't
That's
the
just
weather
me.
good for everybody? Like this
Yeah.
weather must be great for you. And I'm like, why? Does it being sunny and 18 fucking suck for you? Like, why is it only good for me?
Yeah, why is it only good for me? Yeah.
Did you wake up this morning and be like, fuck, I was hoping it would be 2 and raining. This is
Yeah.
bullshit. My
Yeah.
life is ruined, but it's great for the landscaper. Like, this weather's good for everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone loves this weather.
Yeah.
I opened the sunroof on the way to work this morning. stared at
Whoa.
the stars,
Nice.
cruising
Uh,
I turned on the heated steering wheel in the Veloster. It's a great morning.
Dang.
we stopped starting work at 6 last week because we just can't see anything. It's useless for an hour
Oh,
to stand
yeah.
around and wait for the sun to come up. So,
Where were you at 6 though? Were you at the shop or were you on the job?
whenever we were out of town, we'd get in the trucks at 6, load up or whatever, which is fucking useless, dangerous to be loading in the dark. Um, and then we leave at 6 o'clock to go to our job site in wherever, an
Wow.
hour away, 2 hours away. But now that we're local, there's nothing we can do before 7. So guys meet at 7 at the yard. We load up and get out of there. Go to the job site.
Are you guys morning people or
Yes.
night?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I'm in
Mike?
bed by like 8 o'clock.
I don't function well at night. That's why
Oh, at night.
I'm the weak link on this podcast because we always record it at night. If we recorded this set of a bitch at
But
5:15 in the morning, I would crush this motherfucker. That's when I my whole life, all the major decisions I made literally since I was like a kid happened, and these are decisions that vastly impact your day moving forward, happened between like 5 and 6 in the morning. Because
yep.
that's when all the crews went out. And all like if you don't take the right truck or the right like everything happened from like 5 o'clock till 6, and then the rest of the day is affected by those hours. So I think my brain is trained to function, and as the day wears on, there's less your brain can do to help you in landscaping.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
fucked up at 5 o'clock in the morning, the fuck up is still affecting you at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Like if you
True.
didn't bring the right piece of equipment or you didn't like that fuck up is endless. So my brain functions. I mean, if we were recording the podcast, then I don't even know if I'd need the rest of you two. I could probably go lone wolf if it was at 5 o'clock in the morning. Lone wolf, this son of a bitch. Like, but because it's at 7 or 8 at night, my brain is so slow to react to anything.
Yeah.
Are you a morning person, Mike?
Me, no, not at all.
No.
Yeah. Like I'm up till probably about midnight each
Wow.
night. And that's where I get like most of my work done in terms of like office work or whatever I'm doing online or whatever. But like I hate the mornings.
What what time do you hit the site in the morning? Like, are you a 7 o'clock start on site? Are you like
Probably about 7:30.
okay, that's not bad.
I,
You're
I
out
want
till
to be on the
midnight?
road. I want to be on the road by 6:15. So if I'm
Jesus, you
working in
don't sleep?
Kitchener, then I'm there at 7:30.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where do you keep like basic tools? Do you have like a storage locker in Kitchener or
Yeah.
something?
No, I got a storage locker in the condo. So it's
Hmm.
packed.
But how do
Wow.
you? So you haul a tamper from the storage locker in the condo to the truck?
Oh no, I've got a trailer in Kitchener, and if I need anything, then I just kind of haul that trailer to the job site, basically. But everything else goes in the truck when I need it.
So it's like a tool trailer,
Yeah.
and so you keep that somewhere in Kitchener.
Yeah.
What's the location so we can rob it?
My my tool trailer hasn't left the yard all season.
Really?
Yeah, we got almost broken into last fall on our last job, and I've been afraid to take it anywhere all season. So we just leave it there. And in the winter, 3 quick cuts got stolen out of it. So
Wow.
it's no better at the yard, I suppose. But
Someone broke into your trailer at the yard.
well, it was unlocked, right? Like we
Well, I feel
left
like
it
that's not even
unlocked.
breaking and entering.
Oh,
That's just
fucking sure
entering.
shit. If you're on my property and you're not supposed to be there, yeah, that's trouble. I swear one day I'm gonna end up flipping someone's fucking car with this skid steer. Dude, like if I don't know that car and it's in my yard,
How often does that happen?
actually, like a couple months ago, there's an intersection right by my shop, four-way, but it was closed because they were doing repairs. So there's like a back route from, I don't know, 100 feet off that intersection, that goes through my yard and you can cut the corner. And I saw this car come around and I thought it was someone I knew. and I was in the skid steer right in front of the guy, and I thought I knew him, so I slowed down. But then he went around me and sped up, and I swear I was gonna smash him with the skid steer, just because like I knew he was just trying to cut through the yard, and I didn't appreciate it. But have you ever tried to catch a car in a skid steer? Because you can't.
Do you have a gate at your yard?
Yeah. Well, it's never locked, but we have a gate. It's there for
So
sure.
someone went through the unlocked gate
Yeah.
to the unlocked trailer and took 3 quick cuts.
Yeah.
Are you sure they stole them and they're not using them
Oh, yeah.
somewhere? They're gonna bring
Oh,
them back?
no, I'll never see them again. I checked Kijiji and shit for months. I'll never see them again. But no, I have no sympathy for thieves. Like if anybody takes something that's not yours, like not an ounce of sympathy. Like,
Agreed.
but
Mike, have you ever had something stolen?
Have I?
Yeah.
I had a sick, like you mean in general or from landscaping stuff?
From landscaping, yeah.
Oh, nothing major that I remember.
No.
I had like a super sick Fox body Mustang with a Dutch package and a big saline tail and stuff. And that got ripped off out of my driveway when I was a kid.
Dang.
I was like maybe 18, 19. I was devastated. That was like the sickest car. It was so cool.
And Chad, there was just the 3 quick cuts that you never
That
had
I've ever
anything else
gotten
stolen?
stolen? Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I've ever had anything else stolen.
One time, one of the companies I worked at, the entire shop got gutted and everything was stolen except for the jumping jack. They left it behind.
Hmm.
You know why?
They knew it
start.
didn't run.
Because it didn't work.
Yeah,
It was
so
dead.
yeah, it was
Think it
someone
might
who
have
knew.
been an inside job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I remember at one of the yards, they put up all these fucking security cameras. And I said, what are those for? And they said, to catch people stealing. I said, what, like to catch us stealing? And they were, no, to catch other people stealing. How the fuck would you know who they are? The only people you catch with security cameras stealing are your own people, because at least you can fucking identify them. It's not what a guy in a hood stole our fucking saw. Great, glad you got that on film to make you feel better, because you ain't getting anything from the cops with that. It's the only reason you have security cameras in your yard is to stop your own people from fucking stealing from you.
Well, I'm getting them anyway. I think insurance appreciates it. Like I'm not worried that my guys would ever steal from me, but I think the insurance company would like to
They
know that
would
you at
love it
least
if you
have
did
them.
it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Insurance loves cameras.
yeah,
Why wouldn't they?
yeah.
They're insurance. We
Huh.
because we switched insurance. We've been having all these discussions about insurance. It's like I don't. No one. Do you even like if your tool trailer got ripped off? You'd probably get nothing for the tools that are.
Yeah. I don't even think I'd claim it. Like my deductible's probably higher than whatever they stole.
It's so fucked. Like why bother? Like I know why we all pay, but everyone's out. Well, I'm not going to get anything for that, or I wouldn't get anything for this, or I wouldn't get anything for that. This is so fucked up. It's like this industry where they just take money from you and they never pay out anyone.
Yeah. 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 I've never had to claim. But oh, we claimed when one of the guys hit a Tim Hortons sign. But that was liability, right? Not theft or anything like that.
Right.
It's
How much was the sign?
$10,500.
How much was the deductible?
500 bucks, I think. So
How much did your insurance go up?
none because we quit doing snow after that. After that season, it actually went down $5,000 because we got rid of our snow liability. Do you want to hear? Did you guys ever hear about the time that someone in my city, contractor that I work with quite a bit, um, they were plowing in front of those Tesla stations, and someone had forgot to hook up the charger from the Tesla station, and it was in the snow, and their tractor sucked it up through the blower and fucking pulled the whole charging station down. So that's a $50,000 problem if you do that.
Oh.
And I can't like, and this is something that I'm sure has happened to at least more than one person, right? Like if it's buried in the snow, you don't see it. You don't expect in the middle of the night to get out and have to check that all these things are hooked up. But that seemed, fuck, what a nightmare. I'm glad that wasn't me. That would be a
Why were
mess.
they using a snowblower attachment?
Because the apparently he likes when the tractor goes around and does the perimeter, like against the curbs and stuff. Or
Oh,
maybe
with
it
a
was in a
snowblower?
corner. Yeah, with a like a snowblower on
I
the
love
tractor,
everyone's
right?
like
So
totally different way they plow snow.
yeah,
Like everyone has their own.
their own way. Like some people use those back drag or those giant wings that stick out the back of their truck.
That doesn't seem like a practical
Yeah,
solution.
that seems like an accident waiting to happen. But some guys love them. I don't know. I miss
Hey,
snow.
are you guys doing snow this season?
No,
No.
no.
Neither are you.
I'm gonna plow the yard.
Yeah, I'll play my good.
Don't worry, I'm sure my insurance company is searching my Instagram to see if I push anything. That's checking out my Instagram.
Do you think they are? You
They
think they?
did.
Oh, they did.
They told me they did.
Wow.
Not the one company we have now, but the company we were with. They wanted to raise our rates because on our website it says we manage asphalting your driveway.
Hmm.
And then on Instagram, I posted a video of a paving company paving a driveway for us. And there was a dump truck with a box in the air who was one of our broker trucks. But they started accusing us of hauling hot asphalt, which is a separate insurance thing. I was like, we don't haul hot asphalt. Hot asphalt has never been in any of our trucks, ever.
Hmm.
The brokers that we have haul hot asphalt, or have. They haven't this year because they've been brokering for us, but they have in the past. But I've never done it. But yeah, they were searching our Instagram and everything.
Wow.
It was actually one of the things that kind of turned me off about it. I was like, yeah, fuck
Yeah.
you. Suck it. And privatize my account, make 600 illicit comments.
They didn't even ask for your blood?
They never asked.
See, apparently it's more okay to ask for your blood than it is to look at your Instagram.
Yeah, that didn't shut you down. Like, come
Yeah,
get my blood.
like, come and get my blood. Just don't look at my private Instagram.
It just turned me off because I was like, we're
Yeah.
clearly not doing that. Like, fuck you, suck it. We're
Yeah.
clearly not doing. First of all, our drivers would quit if they had to haul hot asphalt. It sucks. You got to like spray the box with diesel and
Yeah. I thought
sit
they
under the silo. And if you pull 2 inches ahead too fast from the spreader, everyone loses shit on you. It's not a great thing. It's not like. I guess if you're good at it, it's all right. But it seems wrought with disaster for me, who has trouble paying attention to anything for more than like 30 seconds. So